Good morning. It is Saturday, the 20th today. Yeah. So the last garden tour, my video cut out unexplainably, and I have no clue why. So I'm going to start on the same side that I did not get to finish last time, so it's not going to be starting over there. I'm not going to go over varieties. I'm going to try to make this a quicker video. I'm just going to show you how well everything's doing. I might say some varieties here and there if I think it's something that needs to be said. But if it doesn't need to be said, I'm not gonna go over it. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. Cherry tomatoes, I will go over just because there are different varieties of those. Sorry, there's a spider web. And I have chicks right next to my garden, so that's why there's peeping. But let me turn you guys around and start with the tomatoes. These guys are a wild mess. You can see them. Sorry, there's another spider web. I have dead cucumber vines everywhere, along with more tomatoes. Some of these are rotten because I just didn't pick them in time, so I need to go through and clean out this whole thing. Sorry, I'm trying to deal with the spider web. Some of these are rotten, which I'm gonna have to deal with them because they don't need to stay on the vine, obviously. And that's quite a bit of them that are. But I'm gonna come out here and harvest maybe this afternoon or something like that. Just when I have a minute to, well, more than a minute. It's gonna take probably an hour or 2 hours to do. So once I have that, and I'm gonna get that done before anything else. But these guys are super tall. They're at the top of my trellis. I don't want you to see that yet. So they're at the top of the trellis, and then probably 2 or 3 foot above that. So they are doing fantastic. Look at them. You can barely see me. Those are a mix of, I don't know the yellow variety, but they're sweetie cherry tomatoes and some yellow variety. I only have 3 yellow plants over there. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, and I haven't looked. I've needed to, but I have not. Now, let me show you the other tomatoes that I have, the big slicers. I've actually been consistently pulling off 1 or 2 of these a day. So these guys are looking fantastic, and they taste amazing. So yeah, let me show you. I can barely get back here, but I'll try for you. I will try for YouTube. There's one. I don't even know if that focused. Ones that rotted, and then more. And then there are more over there. But they look, y'all are gonna get a seizure from that. It looks fantastic. There's also one big one right here that needs to be picked in a day or two, for sure. Unless I already picked it. Actually, I did not already pick it. So, I wasn't sure if I had or not. But apparently I did not pick it. Now, for down here, in this small kiddie pool, I have Mexican sour gherkins. And they are doing, I don't know how they're supposed to grow. I know they're supposed to trellis, and they're not. But I will try to get them looped up. And there are tomatoes over there, of course. I'll show you guys those again. And then just show you the rest of the garden. Well, let me start on this bed. Y'all cannot see, this light is terrible, I'm sorry. Right next to this, in one of the newer, well, in another one of the new beds that I built this year, Cantaloupe, I had a 50-day variety or a 70-day variety, and I had 80 days left, so I just stuck them there. 4 cucumber plants, they're straight 8s, and I don't know what those are. Those are not Heart of Gold though. There's something else that I had and I can't remember. But 4 straight 8 plants, and the plan is that they trellis up this. And then on the other side of that, there are 3 squash plants, which I'm going to need to trim and do everything with. And then I'll show you guys some things on that are pretty interesting on the squash. And then there are a zinnia right there, and another zinnia right there. Sorry, I have those pots there. I was trying to clean up the garden. And then those squash and the tomato plant that was on my thing, that just needs to be ripped out, I think, at this point. But these squash plants are looking fantastic. That might actually be a zucchini because it's green. That one doesn't have any fruit set yet. This one is a squash for sure. Which zucchini are squash, so same thing. They taste very similar, and they're still good. These are some Autumn Beauty sunflowers. They're only like 2 foot tall right now, and then I have some smaller ones that are doing good. And then I have some more squash. Those aren't doing anything yet. And then these should have a bit. I mean, this is my biggest plant, I think. And there is one forming on there right there. And then I have 2 zinnias in here. One right there and one here. I need to take off some of these bigger leaves that are overlapping so the smaller guys can get some help. But bees are pollinating, which is good. Oh, and my bean, one of my pole beans are trellising up the trellis. It's the only one that came up that first time. He's doing good. The zinnias on either side are starting to peter out. They're doing good though. I want to replant them. I have enough time. I just don't have the heart to tear them out right now, but I need to because I have ones that are 55 days and I have enough time to do it now and have 20 days. And this sunflower opened and died. I was trying to do one the other day when it was still here, and yeah, we had some problems as you've seen on YouTube, seen on here recently. This was another one I harvested and got the flowers from, or the seeds from. And when I plant the zinnias again, I'll probably plant 2 more of these here as well. And then for this amazing thing right here, you might have been able to see it from over there. The stalk of this sunflower is amazing. It's huge. But let me see if I can get in a good place. Look at that. It was straight up. It's starting to bend. I think, the seeds are starting to form, so that's why it's starting to bend over a little bit. But it's still amazing. And look at that. It's doing amazing. And that is a mammoth Russian sunflower. These guys. Sorry, I was getting a thumbnail for the video. But I'm going to tear some of that stuff out for replanting. I can plant more squash for, I don't know, probably another 3 weeks and still get food. And I planted some, all around. Planted some velvet queens right here. They haven't come up yet. I did it the other day. Planted some zinnia seeds that fell from those. And they're doing good. Let me show you guys these pumpkins, and then we can get on to some other cool things in the garden. All the stuff in the garden is cool. Well, I'll walk away from that because that is going, it's the thing that's loud, and I don't particularly want to be competing with that and screaming. So we'll show you the pumpkins in a moment. But we'll show you this for now. This space, I gotta get a good angle. Look at that. I'm gonna stand back here for a second and just go. That's a tomato. Let's go up there, and I'll show closer in just a second. There's another tomato on that side, sunflowers, zinnias, everything. These are sweetie cherry tomatoes, and they're doing well. Very well. Some zinnias. These guys are starting to open up. They need to be watered again today before we start getting any heat. More zinnias with marigolds. This has a couple zinnias. That just has one. Dragon tongue bush beans. And then more dragon tongue bush beans. Pole beans. Mammoth Russian sunflowers. Look at this plant, y'all. This is pink, not purple. And one of the pumpkin runners are all the way over here. Doing good though. But yeah, this guy should be opening. This will be open in the next garden tour. I'll do one before I leave. I'm going on vacation with my grandmother. My grandma. Seems so formal when you say grandmother. It is, but still. My grandma. And spend a week or 2 weeks up there with her. So you guys won't be able to see any of this. I'll have some videos pre-recorded and posting them while I'm gone. How many and how frequent, that I don't know. But that guy is going to be open before we get back, or before I go, and I'll show you, along with almost all of these. All of these should be open by the time I get back. The sunflowers over here are doing well. There's not a head on them yet. They're still small for what they're gonna get, because they're gonna get that big. And the Mammoth Russian's like 10, 12, 15 foot tall. And look at these squash plants. I've trimmed off some of the bottom stuff that had powdery mildew or anything else on it. They need to be watered again, along with everything. Just because they're in buckets, the buckets just dry out so quick. I don't see another one. I know there's one over here. Yeah, there's one. And there's some other ones coming in. And these guys should be producing a lot. My great-grandparents, I planted their garden this year, built and planted them a garden. And they had it was either 3 or 4, I can't remember. 3 or 4 squash plants, but I think it was 3. They had 3, and they got so many squash from them. They're starting to drop off now, though, just because they've been planted. There's only 1 left. We're still getting food from that. Well, they planted a couple more, actually. I think he had 4 others, so maybe it was 7. It might have been 7, but I have 10. And I'm going to go back, replant some at their house. I'm going to plant more here. And we're just going to be overrun with squash. Who doesn't like being overrun with food? It's a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it to have a lot of food. Let me show you these sunflowers. These sunflowers are going to open before. I hope they open before I get back so I don't miss them in their full glory. But if not, I'll get my sister to take pictures of them, and then I can save seeds. And these guys, another tomato. This tomato's doing well. It has some red ones in the back. Zinnias and pole beans. These guys should start opening soon. Once they start doing, they look like this. And then when they start opening like that and start sending out little petals, that's when you know they're going to open. It's going to be 2 or 3 days before they open after that. And then my mixed sunflowers, there are 5 different varieties should be, as long as all 5 came up. All 5 came up in that one. Only 4 came up in this one. But they're doing amazing. This guy should open soon. I'm excited to see what varieties these are, and then I can save seeds from them, and they should be true seeds, maybe. Get you in the sun. I have more. They're doing good. Again, they need to be watered, just because being in a bucket, they dry out really quick. So, and they get hotter. So, I'm gonna water all these after the video. Oh, let's see if you can see. You see that little bird on my tree? It's a little yellow one. I think it's a finch. I'm not entirely sure. Looks beautiful. I can't zoom in. Yeah, I can. Now onto my corn. I'm just gonna go do it. Oh, and then the pumpkins. Almost forgot. But let me do a quick rundown of the corn, and the corn's doing amazing. Honestly, it's almost over the fence, as you can see. So 6 foot tall, almost 6 foot. Some of it is 6 foot towards the front. This one looks like Batman or a dog. Looks like Dante from the movie Coco. If you know that movie, you're a Disney fan. This corn is doing amazing. I didn't plant beans like I was going to, but I might come back through and plant some, because I will probably let these guys go all the way up until the fall, or up until the first frost. They're doing well. I'll be able to have my secret clubhouse again. And you, mister, are trying to root along the ground. And Mom said you have to stay in the pool. I'm trying to get some to root so I can move them, but again. More corn. I planted some sunflowers here. Velvet Queen and the mix of the other ones that are in the buckets. If I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. They might bloom. They might not. This is Silver Queen corn, Silver Queen hybrid. It's not pure Silver Queen. And I think I have about 60 in each bed. If everything came up, so it's going to be a lot of corn. 120 per bed, so 240. And then these are strawberries. These are, it's an everbearing. I don't know what variety. Right now I have it somewhere. I just can't remember. But they're doing well. Very, very well. Producing a lot. I've picked some, and then I've just let others go just so they can really get established. And I'll start moving plants out and into something else for next year. When in the spring, when after they all die back and then they start coming up, I'll start moving little plants to a different pool the same size. And I don't know where I'll have that, but we'll figure it out. Maybe it'll be out there. Not entirely sure. But these guys are doing amazing. And they filled out this whole thing beautifully. So 10 plants can easily fill in a 5x7 bed in a year. At least from my experience. Ow. This corn is almost as tall as me. I gotta get a different angle. This corn's almost as tall as me. Well, it is as tall as me. That's good. That's really good. Everybody, we had people walking by on this side because the road's right here to my left, and someone was looking at the sunflower before it started drooping its head, and they were all looking at the sunflower. I looked at the corn. I was like, everyone looked at you guys this way earlier this year, and they'll look at you again when the sunflower's gone. So, and then we'll have other sunflowers coming up. But let me navigate through my secret tunnel. The greenhouse cover is going to be coming back on soon. When I want the first frost to kill everything in here that's frost tender. I want the strawberries to actually go dormant and not stay all year. And if I have to move them out or leave it open just for them to do that, I will. I would prefer them to go and not have a full 2-year cycle. of not dying. So all plans on that. That thing hasn't turned off yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go with this. These are my pumpkins. They were really grown up and it was a big heap of leaves, and then they died. But they have expanded all the way over there, around the garden, in there, and out that side, all the way over here into my corn bed, all the way out and over here. And they were all the way over here. That's a long way. But they're doing good. They have some powdery mildew, but I'm not ripping them out. I would prefer to get pumpkins off of these. I think September 11th is the date that I had to be able to pull them, but we had different. Look at these. These pumpkins look fantastic. If anyone knows how to harvest pumpkins or when to harvest, please let me know. I mean, I know how to, but like, when do you know that they're ready? Let me know. Another one. That's 3 right there, and then got a little one right here. Another little one there. And we have 2 over here. Another one here. And that vine's looking amazing, but some of it still has powdery mildew. There, it's turned off now. Another pumpkin, that one looks like it's rotting. This is a big pumpkin, really big. Like, look. My hand's not even as big as it. And there's another one up there that I just can't get to right now. They're doing amazing. They're doing amazing. They should be able to be harvested about September 11th. I had to replant them a couple times, so that date's probably not right. Because it's the only date that I have in there, and I know I planted them like 3 weeks later. So maybe we're on track for Halloween. Not really, not with 3 weeks, but closer, the better. And these are my watermelons. I had a watermelon harvest for today, but I had to replant these like a month and a half later. So I hope these have enough time to actually put on some fruit. If not, next year I'm going to try again, and I'm going to plant them. I'm going to plant them in something that I know can do incredibly well. So it was a poor quality. It was poor soil quality because I didn't use what needed to be used. I was just trying to get them planted, and of course it was not the best thing to do. But otherwise they did good. And I had peanuts over there. They haven't dropped any. They haven't stuck the flowers in the ground because that's what forms it, and the flower touches the ground and they start forming the actual peanut. I have 3, but I think we're getting a little bit too cool for them. Again, poor soil quality is what attributed to those dying. But this is my little garden. It's not a lot, but it will be. And some other things. Dragon tongues in that pool that haven't really produced anything, and things like that. But this garden is my happy place. So I came out here and planted the other day, just because I wanted something to do, and I saw that I had 75 days left, and I was like, well, we can throw seeds in the ground. So I did throw more seeds in the ground. I'm going to tear out those zinnias, put more zinnias, more squash, more everything. Yeah. So, if you got any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer all of them. If it lets me into the comments. If it's not my account, or if it's not mine that answers, it'll be something with the last name Dalton. Or something, maybe. I don't know how to make that. It will be something with the last name Dalton. That's about all that I can say, I guess. Because it's not letting me do it, I guess because I'm not 18. Before too long I will be, though. And I did put my actual birth date, so that's probably what it is. When I'm 18, it should be fine. But if you do leave a comment, then I will get me... Either I have another account that I can answer it on, or I can get my... my sister can go on and answer them. So if that happens, it's fine. But if you have any questions, please post them. If you have any questions about how many, or just anything, just ask. If you follow me on Instagram, you can message me. I'll message back. I will tell you, my phone's being a little weird. It's not showing notifications while I'm connected to Wi-Fi, but then when I like leave my house and get the distance away, everything comes in and I have like 50 notifications from everything, which is quite annoying, but that's besides the point. They're doing well. Everything's doing fantastic. It's been a tough week. I was supposed to film this like a week and a half ago. Well, a week ago. Well, a week and a half ago is when I wanted to, and then a week. But a lot of things have happened. I love that sunflower. I was trying to get... need to turn. I was trying to get in with the sunflower, but... Sunflower is doing amazing. Everything's doing amazing. But, again, we're all learning. Gardening's like that. Life's like that. And you don't know everything from one day. So many things that I continue to learn on a basis with all of these. I mean, I've had plants that do really well, some plants that do really bad, bugs that I've never seen before. It's like your first year gardening is like the best year because they don't know where, or from what I've heard. The first year is like the best year because the insects don't know where all the plants are, but then after that they come back because they're like, oh, that probably dropped seeds, but then you're growing a new garden and then it gets them, so. Either way, however you look at that. First year gardening is good. I mean, I've had an amazing year gardening. We lost our squash in the beginning, which was kind of a bummer because I could have doubled my corn production in the spring if I would have known that and just planted them in something else. But that's fine. They did good. Or they're doing well now, which is making up for lost time. And I planted more than what I would need. So, sharing with family. Y'all are going to be getting a lot of squash if family is watching. Grandma. But we're going to have tons of squash, corn coming in before too long, not before too long. More tomatoes. I need to go through and do all that stuff with the tomato bed and pick those ones that are ripening. So many things are going, and I'm so happy. I'm glad that I planted those. The light keeps changing. I'm glad I planted the buckets in my greenhouse when I did because they filled out nicely and they'll produce all the way up into the frost. And I can probably plant more and they'd produce up into the frost as well. But I'll be seeing all of you guys in another garden tour soon. Yes, very soon. I'm going to do another one before I go, so it's probably going to be Friday. And then I'll probably post that on Saturday. So it's going to be about a week. And then I'll see you guys when I get back from that, and there should be a lot, but you won't even know that I'm gone because I'm going to have videos saved to post. Introduction videos and things like that. Maybe my meat, not my meat operation, but how we do our meat birds and all that. I think that's a very good thing to do, is how I was doing it. How I'm going to continue doing it in the future as well. And how I am doing it now, because do we ever stop? No. But yeah. These guys, all of this stuff is doing amazing. I couldn't ask for anything else. The garden has been very fruitful. I put that to praying and good weather. We've had an amazing year. It's been hot, but I mean, it's nothing we haven't been able to handle. So, getting sidetracked here. But thank you for watching my garden tour. I will be back next week with another one, and I can't wait to see what the future or what the next couple months hold as the frost comes rolling in and snow and greenhouse cover goes up and we start planting our fall things. I could plant some fall things now, and I need to, but I'm waiting for those 2 corn beds to be done because they're going to be my biggest producers. Unless we get the other greenhouse, and then I can fill in this stuff and in these beds, because those should fit in another 26-foot greenhouse. That's what we were going for. So we'll see. Maybe we can get something going. If not, we don't, but that'll be enough, and then I have buckets and all that. So I'm gonna start some fall things soon. Maybe some cabbages or something like that. I haven't had a cabbage, so I don't know. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Do something that makes you happy today. No reason to go around and not do something happy, right? Do something that makes you happy. Take a break if you need a break. If you need to get up and do something, get up and do something. Even if it's just one thing. One thing if you're feeling lazy. It'll make you feel better, I promise. Have a good day. Thank you.